Taurus Gold Turn, your whole life is accommodated. Someone feels something for you, a huge party is coming. My dear, don't you feel that lately there is something strange moving around? As if the universe were sending signals that they still fail to understand at all, but that they resonate as if they already knew them. Taurus, today is not any day, and this reading is not one more of the pile. Today there is something very important to listen to, and I assure you that if you stay until the end, everything will begin to make sense. Are you ready to discover what the letters are shouting strongly? Are you willing to face that truth that you have felt in your chest but have not dared to look straight ahead? Because today I tell you, from the depths of my being, this message will not only shudder you, but will shake your reality. Welcome to this sacred space where your energy and mine are to reveal what fate has prepared for you. Thank you, Infinite, for being here, for commenting, for leaving your energy in this space. Taurus, you are much stronger than you think, and today you will see it reflected in each word and in each arcane that manifests. This reading is timeless. You can see it when you feel that your soul needs a guide, when that feeling inside you say, "Today I need answers." Has it happened to you that you have been delivering your effort for some time without seeing the clear fruits of so much work, as if something stopped you right at the last moment? Well, let me tell you that this is about to change. If what I am saying is resonating, I would love to know your opinion. Do not forget to subscribe to be aware of all the readings that I have prepared for you, and leave a comment below telling me what you think about what is happening in your life. Your voice is important to me, not because luck simply decides to smile, but because you have begun to take control of your destiny with a determination that already shows from afar. Here, at the center of your reading, the Queen of Gold appears, and that, Taurus dear, it is you. Yes, just as you hear it. It doesn't matter if you are a man or woman. This letter speaks of your powerful, hard-working, constant and committed essence, but also of great tiredness. Do you feel that everything falls on your shoulders? What if you don't do things? They just don't do. Well, the letters show me that this stage in which you were the only pillar is changing. I want you to observe this, because it is not anything. Next to the Queen of Gold appears the Wheel of Fortune. Do you realize how important this is? It means that a huge change is coming, one of those that once start, do not stop. And the real question is, are you prepared to receive what you deserve, or will you continue to put obstacles when you finally call your door? Because that's what this message is about, not only what is coming, but what you are willing to allow it to arrive. The energy of the Two of Glasses next to the Three of Bastos tells me about powerful alliances, and it is not any alliance. It tells me about a pact, a connection that will drive you to fulfill something that you have been postponed for a long time. You have dreamed of making a trip, with undertaking something new, to break the monotony, but you always find excuses. Well, that time is over. Your letters shout that the moment is now, not tomorrow, not when everything is perfect, but now. Because the universe rarely gives you guarantees, but it always sends you signals. Are you listening to yours? There is someone in your environment that comes to drive you. It can be a person with whom you already have a new bond, or someone who appears as by chance. But tell me something. Do you believe in coincidences or causalities? Because from this reading table, I see that this appearance is not a simple chance. It is written in your destiny. It is someone who will hold your hand, but it will also tell you truths. Are you prepared to listen to what you need, even if it hurts a bit? Taurus, the cards also show me that you have been loading a very strong emotional weight lately. Have you betrayed you? Did anyone promise you something and then did not comply with? I see a 10 of Swords clearly confirmed that there was a fall, a deep disappointment, and still hurts. But let me tell you something. You haven't surrendered, because next to that painful 10's letter and the car's letter appear. Do you know what that means? That despite the wounds you are ready to start over, to move, to risk. And that, my dear Taurus, is the true courage. Now I want you to reflect this. What hurts you, but you still refuse to release? Why do you think it costs you so much to free yourself from what you already know that it does not do well? Being aware of this is the first step to let it go, because recognizing it allows you to release it, and in this sacred space, you are not alone. We have all passed through dark nights. The important thing is not to live in them. We continue with your reading, and what is coming now excites me a lot, because there are very clear signs that a financial progress season approaches. Yes, as you hear it, the appearance of the Taurus knight next to the hermit tells me that you are slow but sure. You may be in a job that no longer fills you, or that you have not yet found your professional path, but all that silent effort you have been doing will bear fruit. It will not be overnight, but I assure you that when you get to the top, you will look back and understand why it had to be so. And as I promised you, dear Taurus, here I am again, sitting in front of my letters with the olita on, the incense perfuming the air, and that sacred silence that only breaks when the soul begins to speak. Do not imagine what I feel right now, how strong your energy is beating here in my hands. It excites me because I see that there is something very deep that is about to change your life. And no, it is not exaggeration. You know it. You feel that a transformation comes, and not any transformation, but one of those that leave their mark on the soul. Look, right now I have taken 3 more letters, and I'm going to talk to you clearly, as if you were one of my grandchildren, whom I love so much and for whom I will always love the best. Here appears the 3 of Swords, a letter that I am not going to disguise. It is hard, speaks of sadness, of a wound that still bleeds. Do you know what that wound is? That disappointment that costs you to name? Maybe you haven't told anyone what it really hurt. You may still smile out, but inside there is a bit of you that broke. Who was, dear? Who hurt you so much that you still feel it on your chest? Was it a couple who promised to be, but left when you needed it most? Was it a relative who failed you when you gave everything? Or was you yourself who did not make that decision on time and today loads with the weight of that "what if I had done it"? Next to 3 of Swords appears the Gentleman of Golds. And that gives me such a big peace, because it means that you were not fallen, that despite the pain, you woke up and decided to continue. You are one of those who do not give up. Although they cry in silence, they get up every morning and start over. Do you recognize yourself in that? Because your cards shout it. And not only that, they also show me the Hermit, that wise being who walks alone but is never lost. You have learned at this time what many fail to learn in a lifetime: to listen to you, to observe you, to find answers within you. But there is something else, something very deep that your letters reveal me at this time. There is a stage of your life that is closing, and I don't say it as something sad, quite the opposite, because what comes after this is light. It is as if the universe had kept you in a kind of pause, in a silence full of evidence, so that you could recognize your true strength. And now that you did, the roads begin to open. Have you felt late to change my place, to move, to travel, to do something different, but you still didn't know how? Well, you will not believe me, but here the energy of a trip appears clearly. And I do not speak only of a physical trip, but also emotional. You are leaving an inner confinement stage. You are giving yourself permission to dream again, to plan, to visualize in new stages. Where do you see yourself, Taurus? To what place have you dreamed and always postponed for fear, for lack of time, or because someone told you that you could not? Because your cards say now is the time, that the obstacle that was there is no longer. And here it gets even more interesting. The Arcane of Justice appears next to the 4 of Cups and the powerful Emperor. Justice tells me that everything you gave without receiving, everything you delivered from the heart and was ignored, is about to be rewarded. It is as if the universe was taking detailed note of your efforts, of your endurance, of your big heart, and now said, Taurus, your turn of receiving came, but there is something deeper here. The Emperor represents someone who enters your life with firm, strong, safe energy. And this is where I want you to pay attention. Has it happened to you that lately you think a lot about someone with whom you had an intense but short connection, or someone who cannot get out of your head, even if there is no logical reason for it? It could be this person. The letters show me that it is someone who comes with the intention of reconnecting, of speaking from the truth. It is a very masculine energy, but the important thing is not the genre, but the firmness it represents. Now, do not be confused. I am not saying that you must open the door to those who hurt you. No, this is for you to feel that someone wants to do things well with you, or that you are going to cross with someone new who, from the first moment, will be transparent. What do you think about this? Are you ready to receive someone who does not come to give you crumbs, but to build with you something lasting? Or do you still feel that you need to heal something else before opening your heart? I want you to tell me in the comments. Don't keep that. Here among us, in this spiritual family that we have created, you can release what you carry inside. Are you afraid to trust again? Do you feel your heart closed for protection? Well, let me tell you that your guides are working with you to help you open it again, but without losing the wisdom that cost you so much to win. And to finish off this part of your reading, the King of Bastos and the Four of Bastos come out. Taurus, this is celebration, this is passion, this is life in motion. I'm so excited to tell you this. Beautiful encounters await you with people who will value you as you deserve. People with fire energy, very lively, very happy, who will infect you with enthusiasm. And hear the great revelation. One of these signs of fire can become a key figure in your love or emotional life. I tell you about someone, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, an overwhelming, expressive person, of those who look at you and make you feel that the world stops a second. Do you know someone like that? Does it sound to you? Because if it hasn't arrived yet, it is about to appear. And if you already know him, the letters tell me that there will soon be an important conversation that will define many things among you. I will continue this reading with the revelations of the oracle, the most repeated signs, the hidden messages, and the powerful statement that you must repeat to anchor this new energy that is already being manifested. But before that, I want you to answer something with my soul open. Are you willing to release the past, to let the new? Are you willing to trust that the best is yet to come? Because everything that comes depends on you, and you already have all the tools to create it. Do you dare to take that step? Oh, my dear Taurus, how your energy vibrates right now. I swear that while I hold your cards, I feel as if your spiritual guides had sat here with me, close, as if they wanted to make sure it tells you everything, that I do not keep a word. Because there are urgent messages that come from the depths of your lineage, of your ancestors, and that want to see you advance, succeed, stop loading blame that are not yours, stop dragging sorrows that no longer correspond to you. Today, more than ever, life loves you lightly, free, serene but powerful. Look, I just extend your cards on the table. And the first thing that is obvious is something very special. I've left 3 letters that rarely present together with such clear: the Sword Knight, the Page of Bastos, and the Hierophant. And you don't imagine the story that these cards are weaving for you. This is not just any story. It is a story of redemption, of purpose, of recovered wisdom. I want you to listen to this carefully, as if your grandmother was whispering your ear in a firm but loving voice. The Sword Gentleman tells me about an energy that comes quickly, which bursts. They show me as someone who appears in your life urgently, with anxiety, with a very strong need to clarify something. Do you feel that someone from the past has been remorse with unsolved matters? Have you had the feeling that an important conversation was pending and that person wants to return to say what he did not say in time? Because here is reflected, he is someone who has not forgotten you. He thought he could leave you behind, but he couldn't. And the most curious thing is that you, although on the outside you show you firm, inside you have felt it too. What yes? as if your intuition was telling you that this reunion can no longer be avoided. But this is where it gets interesting, my dear, because next to that fast energy appears the page of Bastos, which brings proposals, beginnings, new fire. This letter tells me that you are going to receive an unexpected proposal, something that will excite you, something that could get you out of your comfort zone, but in the best way. And I ask you a very direct question. If today they offered you something that changes your life, would you dare to accept it, or fear still paralyzes you? Because that's what is at stake. A new beginning that will require your courage, but brings blessings if you take it. And the third letter, the Hierophant, that does my heart, touches me, because it represents wisdom, commitment, spiritual guide. And you, Taurus, you are governed by this letter. Did you know that? The Hierophant is your arcane. It means that you are at a key moment where everything learned, everything lived, even the most painful, begins to make sense. You are ready to teach, to guide, to become a wisdom figure for others. And that's why many look for you, many ask you things. Because although you do not realize, you are already healing those around you. Haven't you noticed it? But this also means that you must choose very well who you share your energy, because not all those around you are at the same level of consciousness. And you, for loyal, for a good heart, sometimes allow people who only come to subtract, not add. Today your cards invite you to clean, but not only at home or in your physical space, also in your links. Who are you giving your time that you don't value it? Who are you giving opportunities over and over again, waiting for you to change, when you already know in the background that you will not change? Pause with me, breathe deep, and think about that. Because it's not about being hard, it's about taking care of you. You already gave too much. It is time to receive, and for that, you have to leave space. You have to release what hurts, what weighs, what is repeated. I tell you with the soul, you can't continue living in the same emotional place where you were injured. You deserve more, and you know. Now, let's see what the oracles say, because your cards already spoke to me a lot, but the oracle symbols come to confirm everything. I get 3 beautiful messages here that I want to read you as if I was stroking your forehead while I say them. The first is the home letter, and this shudders, because it tells me about stability, construction, root. Are you thinking of moving, in buying a place for you, in improving your physical environment? This letter tells you that this dream will take shape, that the universe is already conspiring to give you that firm base that you so long for. The second letter that comes out is that of Gladiolus, symbol of strength, pride, and success. This is a letter that appears when a person has resisted more than any other would have supported and still stands up. If this reading is like, I invite you to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our next connections. In addition, I would love to know your experience, so leave a comment below and share what you are feeling. I'm here to listen to you. Do you recognize yourself there, Taurus? Because your guides are deeply proud of you. You have sustained your world when everything seemed to crumble, and now they will give you the reward. This is a letter that promises victory, but not a superficial victory, but that which feels deep in the heart. And finally, the lavender letter, which excites me so much because it represents calm, mental peace, serenity. It is a letter that appears when a stage of a lot of internal movement begins to calm down. Have you been feeling scrambled, anxious, confused? Well, lavender comes to tell you that clarity comes, that your thoughts are going to order, that calm comes back, and with her, your creativity. Because when you are at peace, your mind flies. You are able to see opportunities where others only see problems. Taurus, before giving you the powerful statement they have indicated for you, I want you to think about everything you have lived in this last year. The times you woke up without having strength, the nights you cried silently, the times you swallow words for not hurting others, and yet you are still here. That is a miracle. You are a miracle. And that's why today I ask you to hug yourself, that you recognize the brave soul that lives in you. Now listen to this statement that you must repeat for the next 7 days, out loud or in your mind, but with all your intention. I am ready to receive love, abundance and tranquility I deserve. Everything I lived prepared for this moment. I trust me, I trust life, I trust what is coming. Repeat that phrase, because every time you say it, you will feel how your energy changes, how your heart opens a little more, how the universe begins to answer. And now, dear Taurus, tell me, do you feel that this reading has spoken to you, to the soul? What was the part that came most? What are you going to start releasing as of today? I want you to write it to me. You share what you are feeling. My love, I'm so glad that you are here with me, that you have not left, that your heart is open listening to these words that do not come only from me, but of those invisible forces that surround you, that they take care of you, and that today they have asked me to tell you what your soul already suspected but needed to confirm. I feel so connected with you at this time, as if I could look into my eyes and tell you short, you are doing well. You are doing better than you think. Don't punish yourself so much. And right here, after giving you that powerful statement, your letters asked me to continue. They told me that there were still revelations to deliver, that there are things that I have not yet told you, secrets that have been saved waiting for you, and that they finally open before you. Because, dear Taurus, you have changed so much in this last time. You are no longer the same as a year ago, not even 6 months ago. And that you have transformed into silence inside today begins to be reflected outside. And it is no accident that you are listening to this right now. It is a call. It is an answer. It is the confirmation that your new stage has already begun. A letter appears at this time that has put me chicken skin, the 9 of glasses. Oh, Taurus, this letter is like a sigh of the soul. It is that feeling of satisfaction that comes after having fought so much. It is that moment when you finally feel that something starts to come out as you dreamed. And I know very well that you have gone through times when you thought you were never going to feel full again. Are you? Yes. You have had days when you got up without desire, moments when you wanted to give up, when you felt that everything you were living was unfair, but still you continued. Even so, you cling to hope, and that seed of faith that you sowed today begins to bloom. The 9th of Cups shows me that there is something that you will achieve very soon. A wish, a deep desire that you have been waiting for a while. It can be on emotional, familiar, or even material plane. But the important thing is not just that you are going to get it, but that it will arrive at the right time, neither before nor after. And here comes the beautiful. When I arrive, you will realize that everything you suffered, everything you had to release, everything you lost, was necessary for this to come clean, pure, and really for you. Do you already have clear what you want most at this time? Have you dared to visualize it? Do you allow yourself to feel that you deserve it? Because many times, without realizing it, we take care of ourselves. We say that we want good things, but deep down, we don't feel worthy. We tell ourselves that this is for others, that it will not happen to us. And you know what, Taurus? That is the biggest trap. The universe does want to give you good things. What you need is that you also want to receive them. And just when I thought that the letters had already given me the whole message, one more figure appears. Someone who enters with your life. The King of Cups has come out now. This arcane represents a person with a lot of emotional maturity, with a quiet, wise, protective energy. He is someone who has learned from his mistakes, who has lived a lot, who is no longer in games or in decisions. Are you prepared for someone like that to get to your life? Because this presence comes to teach you something deep. It may be someone you already know but who is going to show different, or it may be a completely new person who appears when you least expect it. The funny thing is that this King of Cups does not enter by chance. He represents what you have begun to vibrate, because how you are healing your emotions, you are attracting different people. Those who come to use you, to wear out, to take advantage of your nobility will no longer approach. Now those who take care of you begin to arrive, those who add up to you, those who respect you. And I ask you, are you going to allow you to live that new experience, or are you going to let the ghosts of the past prevent you from opening again? And speaking of ghosts, I have now left the sixth of drinks, that letter that speaks of the past, of memories, of those things that we believed over and suddenly return. Do you know what these letters tell me? That someone from your past can look for you again. Someone who at the time did not know how to value you, but who is now beginning to understand what he lost. And here, my dear Taurus, is where you have to make a decision from the wisdom you have won. It's not about opening the door to everyone who wants to return. It's about asking you, has that person changed really? Do you return from love or from custom? Are you looking for you because it values you, or why does it feel alone? You are no longer for crumbs. You are no longer to repeat cycles that wear you. If someone comes back, let it be because you also feel it, not by nostalgia or guilt. And if it is not to give you peace, do not approach, because you are already walking towards something else. The Ace of Bastos confirms it to me. This arcane represents a new beginning of strength, passion, inspiration. It is as if a spark was turned on inside you. Are you already feeling those desire to start something different? To make decisions that you have postponed? Because your cards encourage you to keep waiting for the perfect moment. The moment is now. This energy you are feeling, this fire that begins to burn within you, is the sign that you are ready to move forward. But attention, because with this new stage, new responsibilities also come. The Eight of Gold tells me that you will have to work hard on something that will bring you great fruits, but that will require your total approach. Perhaps it is a new project, an investment and study, something that implies discipline. And I want you not to be scared with that, because you have everything to achieve it. You just need to trust your abilities. How much do you not celebrate your own achievements? How much do you not give credit for everything you have done? My dear Taurus, together until the end, as I promised you. You don't know how important it is for me to have come here, that you have kept your heart open throughout this reading, that you have not left, that you have not surrendered, because this has not been a simple lying. No, this has been a meeting of soul, your soul and mine, talking through these arcana as if I were that grandmother who feels with you in the kitchen, while tea humans, looking in the eyes with sweetness, but also with the truth on the lips. And now, with this closure that is approaching, your letters give me a last message, a deep one that could not stop conveying. The Ace of Glasses appears here, and I want you to listen well what this blessed letter means. The Ace of Glasses is the beginning of a new emotional cycle, but not any kind. This letter announces a renewal in your ability to love, connect, open the heart. And you know why it arrives now? Because you are finally ready. Because love, tenderness, intimacy, true company, they cannot enter an injured heart that is still bleeding. And yours is already healing. This glasses tell me that your heart, after so much pain, after so many disappointments, he has learned to discern. You no longer deliver to deliver. You no longer excited yourself with empty promises. Now you will recognize when something is really. And that, Taurus, is one of the greatest achievements that a soul can have. Learn to love without fear, but also with conscience. Give without losing you. Give yourself without disappearing. Accompanying this beautiful arcane appears on the 6th of Bastos. This is victory. This is recognition. This letter shows me that very soon you are going to be in a position where others will look at you with admiration. Maybe at your job, maybe in your community. But the important thing is not who recognizes you, but you are finally recognizing yourself. Your effort has been worth it. Your path, with its shadows and its lights, with his tears and his triumphs, it has brought you here. And today, Taurus. Today, your new story begins. Repeat with me one last time. I am ready to receive love, abundance, and tranquility I deserve, because you deserve it. You have always deserved it. Before you go, I want to thank you for being here. If you feel that this message went to you, do not forget to subscribe and share your reflection in the comments. Remember that we are building this community together, and your opinion is very valuable. I wait for you in the next reading.